Welcome to another awesome episode of Dipping Milk and Cookies, the podcast where two best buds try to figure out this thing we call life using friends, guests, and microphones. Guys, I am Garrett, your Cookie Commander Smith. With me, as always,
Michael, the Master Milker, Segovia.
you goddamn right.
It's getting better.
Yeah, it is getting better. So how you doing there, friend? How's the week been, buddy?
Good. I went to the doctor on Monday for that follow-up.
How'd that go?
Good. Down 8.5 pounds from September 12th, and that's no soda. Literally only 2 pieces of pizza, which is really hard because I work at a pizza shop, and
Yeah.
I love me some pizza.
Yeah. You look better.
No pasta.
Looking better every week, man.
No candy.
How do you feel?
It's slowly I can start to notice. Like, I don't feel as sluggish. Not as... I mean, I never really lacked energy, but now I notice that I feel...
There's more pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more purpose to my
step.
step.
Not as lethargic, yeah.
Yeah. Started a new medication for my cholesterol because my numbers actually went up. So, like, my triglycerides and cholesterol and everything went up. But they said that could take up to, 3 months before, like, medication really starts, like, making a difference. And my body starts to break the stuff down that's just been sitting in storage, for so long. Which, like, I have noticed that I don't feel as bloated. Like, now when I look down at myself, I don't, like, see just, like, a gut.
Beach ball.
Yeah. It's, it's looking better. Like, I caught myself in the mirror the other day, and it's just like,
look at you.
Okay, starting to see that come back.
Yeah,
the little couple crunches in there, and then all of a sudden it'd be like a little 8-pack. No, I'm just kidding. I can go that far.
Well, dude, literally, man, like when you're eating unhealthy, and like I'm no dietitian, I'm no expert, but just from my own personal experience, especially when I started fasting and I cut out all the sugar and all that good stuff, it's like a vest. It's like a weighted vest that you have on your body at all times. But then as soon as you cut all the bullshit out, you can just slide that thing off, and then like I said, there's a little bit more bounce, there's a little bit more pep to your step.
Yeah,
it's a cool feeling, dude. And I can't wait until we can start getting you into the gym, because then
we'll go next Saturday.
Yeah.
Before we go to the reception.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. My week's been all right, I suppose. Finally moved into my new place, got that halfway unpacked. It's really hard to unpack when you got to work every day. But yeah, no, it's been good. It's nice having the cats back, even though they're still just as big assholes as I remember. And it's so scary though, dude, because like obviously you know where I live. I'm not gonna tell you where I live, but it's a little bit of a dicey area, okay? And I'm there by myself. It's the first house or the first place I've had by myself in like 6 years, I think, 5-6 years. So like it'll be 2:00 in the morning, and then all of a sudden I'll hear something like drop in the kitchen, and it's just like, what the hell was that? And it's like I take my little BB gun out around the corner just to see it, and it's just a cat just like, the hell are you doing here? And it's just like, guys, you're killing me right now. You were absolutely killing me. So that's been like my huge motivating factor, motivating drive to finish unpacking, so that the cats don't have stuff to mess with. And in addition to the frantic hot lap race that they do with each other, during their witching hour across the bed, across my face, it's a nice touch. That's I was so goddamn mad the other morning, dude, because I was so tired. I'm luckily getting my bed back today, because I've been sleeping on an air mattress for the last 2.5 months, and has done wonders for my sleep, let me tell you. And yeah, so like, of course, first day, bring the cats back. What does Dalton do? Reaches up out of the corner and just like, oh, you're lucky. I love you, dude. You are so lucky. So lucky. Yeah, like literally, it's not bad. It's not that bad, but it's bad enough to the point where we're like, I have to wake up in the middle of the night and it's real. I mean, I don't really care.
Poop and pump, man. Turn the pump on and go poop.
Much. That's pretty much, yeah. Hey, go take a piss and blow that up, kick the cat, and I'm just kidding. I would never do that. No, I wouldn't. But yeah, it's an adjustment period, just settling in. It's weird. I don't want to be there, but it's the cards I've been dealt, unfortunately. But things are getting better, I suppose. Work has been chaotic as of late, which is nice because when you work 12-hour shifts, man, you want to stay busy. Otherwise, those days drag on. So yeah, luckily work has been popping off. So that's been nice. That's been really nice. It was really funny. I noticed something at work the other day. Greg, his last name was, make sure you bleep this out. His last name was and just like a random roll of plastic strap for the band. It's just like somebody wrote on the plastic justice for like hashtag justice for I almost shit my pants laughing the other day. That was the funniest thing. I needed that too. I really did need that. Greg. Rip. Yeah, there's really nothing new to report aside from the place. Anything exciting happen in the Segovia household at the chateau?
Let me think here for a sec. Started looking into our costumes for the kids. Well, she already ordered all the stuff for the kids for their stuff.
What are they going to be?
Lincoln's going to be an octopus. Jaylene picked that out. Jaylene's going to be a witch.
Naturally.
And I think Zakai's going to be a vampire.
Again?
No, he was a banana last year.
Oh, okay. But wasn't the vampire like the go-to for that kid for like the longest time?
I don't really...
One of you guys, one of your kids, not your kids, but one of my friends' kids, I feel like one of them has been a vampire like every year. I don't know if he's ever been a vampire. He's been like Steve from Minecraft, a banana. He's usually really obscure with his stuff where it's just like, dude, come on. Like... Whatever, dude. It's his Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. So
you got to dress up like it, dude. You got to walk around like that.
Yeah, whatever, I guess.
What are you looking at for yours?
Well, like I was kind of telling you guys earlier, it's like something steampunk. I don't know, because Jenny's going as like a witch doctor.
Slutty witch doctor.
Kind of. But not like... I don't even... I guess, but it's not.
No, I was just being sarcastic.
But it is, but it's not.
But it is to you. Sure, you probably got some ideas.
But I was looking at building my own costume. I wanted to do this for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be something similar to like a cross between Van Helsing and like a Sherlock Holmes kind of setup.
Okay. But obviously steampunk.
Yeah, like that era, like
the Victorian age. Old English.
I just don't know what it's gonna be. I just don't know like which route I'm gonna take with it. Like
a jolly time Halloween.
Be like a secret agent or be like a vampire hunter, which would be cool because if Zakai's a vampire,
right? You just beat him up all.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Writes itself.
But something like that. The stuff I've been looking at though, like to make the costume. There's so much I could go with it. So there's a couple things I've been looking at.
Mm-hmm.
A couple things I've been looking at.
Cup of two tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of my existential funk right now. The fact that Halloween is literally like my Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I love Halloween so much. Luckily, I've been able to keep up on my scary movie intake. So I even started what's that thing called? It's like Netflix, but for scary... Shudder. Thank you, Chalupa. Yeah, Shudder is like a Netflix, but it just has scary movies, and it is the bomb. It is legit. It's super cool. So I've definitely been getting my fill of scary movies, but it's just like, dude, with everything that's going on right now, and like, I'm not trying to burst your bubble. I realized that in the car when I said it before. It's like, Halloween's canceled. Like, Halloween is canceled, but it still doesn't mean you can't have fun. And it just bums me out because, like, I haven't even had the time to think about any kind of Halloween costume, let alone, like, really have the funds to just dispose of, on a Halloween costume. And it bums me out because, again, Halloween is my jam. But, I mean, who knows? It's still, it's only the 17th. So
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know when was the last time I actually dressed up for. Actually, you know what? It might have been that party at Mindy's when I was a skeleton with the boner. I think that was it, dude. That was
I know there's a picture of Mindy like hanging on to it. And you're just like, I know there's a picture somewhere out there. I gotta try to find that so we can put it in
definitely
this episode.
it's in my Facebook.
Yeah,
like my photos.
Say, I know I've seen that somewhere for sure.
It actually should be getting ready to pop up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Like on
your
the
memories.
yeah.
Your memories. Yeah. That was a fun party. That was a really fun party. We always had good Halloween parties, man. Whenever we ended up at one, I still remember ending up at Bill's last year or the year. Yeah, was that last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, last year. Bill's wearing his super tight biker marathon pants with no underwear on. Bill. Oh, Billiam. You silly
that's just like
bastard.
that's just like a classic Bill thing.
It really is. It really is.
I'm just wearing some
house,
super tight clothes, no undies. Like, come on, man.
I can see your camel toe.
I didn't even dress up. I just like showed up.
Knuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you came from work.
Yeah, I just came straight from work.
Yeah. I forgot what.
You were Bob Ross.
That's right.
Black
Ross.
Bob.
Yeah.
Blob Ross.
Blob Ross. Yeah. Black Bob Ross. Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was fun. God, man. We played a show. That weekend. I'm pretty sure. Because I remember me and Chris. There's a picture of the two of us. Yeah, that was the last show we played. Oh, that's so depressing. Ugh. At the Walker's Point Music Hall.
Damn, so it's been a year since you guys really played. Besides that live stream.
Besides the live stream, 66 Days and 6 Feet Apart. You can find it on YouTube. Go follow You Perfection of Flesh and all social media platforms.
All rights reserved.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was the last show that we played live in front of a crowd.
Damn.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that long, but now it's like, now you think about it, it's like, that's almost been a full year.
Yeah. Well, think this next week, 2 days from today, we started this podcast, which means
last year.
Yeah. 2 days from today, last year, yeah. Which also means season 2 drop is going to be coming up pretty soon. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so cool. We've been sitting on this stuff for literally 4 months, and I've been like itching really bad to just share everything, but got to do it right. We got to maintain the schedule. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming soon. So keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, I remember being Blob Ross and Chris was Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. It was pretty good. I know there's a picture of us at the hall, which that place is really spruced up. I went in there like 2 weeks ago, and Jim really turned that place around like it's like a video game bar now. It's pretty cool. They got a bunch of pinball machines up along the windows. They got a few arcade cabs, like all of the board games.
Not the Pabst Theater, right?
No. The Walker's Point Music Hall.
Oh.
On 6th and National.
Okay, I hadn't been there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no,
I was thinking,
you don't think you've ever been there, yeah.
No, I was thinking of that other show. It was Pabst.
That was the Pabst.
Yeah, that place is nice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think I'm going to get married there.
That is, now it's called Captain Pabst. Captain Pabst's
Tab room?
No. Pilot's House. Captain Pabst's Pilot House. There it is. There you go.
I'm going to have to look that up still.
Yeah. No, Bijou is, he's really connected into that place. So whenever...
Maybe you can help me out, Bijou, with the wedding, buddy.
Yeah. We should actually have Bijou on.
I've been saying that for the last year.
Oh, we haven't even done this for a year yet. Are you even
a year, 2 days from now, last year is almost a year. For 363 days, I've been saying it. There, how's that sound? Was last year a leap year though?
Yeah, I think it was.
So is that 366? So 364 days I've been saying it then.
All right, so we'll have Bijou on soon. Mr. Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I actually, last time ironically enough, the night that I ran into McCain, Bijou was there, and I was talking to him because me and McCain were talking about this, and Bijou's like, "Oh, can we come on podcast?" Yeah, absolutely, Bijou, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, we definitely will work that out eventually.
Maybe we can do it at the backyard.
Hey, I don't know about that because they're not letting anybody in. I don't think everything's outside. There's no way we're doing this
No.
outside because it is getting awfully cold outside. Dude, the snow up north. What in the hell?
It's that time of year, man.
I woke up to that this morning just like, today's going to be a good day. And I checked my phone. It was just like real-time rain, snow. And I was just like, what's the S word? What? And tap the notification, go to the radar, and like the entire northern part of the state is just covered in white. And I'm like, no.
Sucks to be me right now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It was kind of scary. All right, well, let's pop off real quick. We do have a very special guest today in Studio DMC. We're really excited about this interview. So before we jump into that, let's take a break and visit with our sponsor. Axelstrad is a company built on core values of integrity, sustainability, and innovation, and is passionate about finding solutions for business growth. By working together, they will find activities that add value to your business while creating a framework that is flexible yet structurally sound and allows your business to grow profitably. Right now, our faithful milkers and dippers are going to receive 15% off of up to the first $300 any service that Axelstrad offers, okay? Now, guys, anybody who has done any kind of digital work, any kind of media, marketing, anything of the sort, can understand it gets a little pricey, so don't wait. Act right now. Get down on this deal because it's like crazy. It's a stupid deal. Again, 15% off up to the first $300 with any service offered by Axelstrad. But you have to make sure that you said Studio DMC sent you. Okay, you won't get the promotion if you don't mention dipping milk and cookies. To reach the great staff at Axelstrad, please call 818-585-8742 or send an email to ateam@axelstrad.com. Again, that phone number is 818-585-8742. Prepare yourself to be stratified. All right, welcome back, guys. We are super duper excited to invite this guy into Studio DMC. Been waiting a while. I just did an interview with this guy about 3 weeks ago over at FM 1021, where he is the digital program manager. Kind of a big deal. Studio DMC welcomes Mr. Ian McCain. Ian, thank you for being here, dude.
Thanks for having me on the show. This is
yeah,
awesome. It's a total pleasure to show up and hang out with you guys for a little while.
Yeah, right on.
Thank you.
Obviously, we know that you're a pretty busy guy. You know, you work, no rest for the wicked. So we'll jump right into it. We'll dive right into it.
It's fine.
Obviously, like I said, got to ask you a softball question just to get the ball rolling. But who, Ian, who or what really truly inspired you to become a broadcaster, man?
I guess I've been kind of maybe doing this like my entire life. My mom said when I was like 3, I would listen to the radio, and then, you know, the little squirter on the side of the sink. Mm-hmm. I would get up and grab that squirter
like a mic,
and start. And I wasn't singing the song. I was doing all of it. I was doing the DJ, and then I was doing the commercial, and then coming back and doing like the song.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've always wanted to do stuff like this anyway. So I mean, obviously, music's a major part of my life. And when I was in high school, I had the opportunity to go and be an intern at a television station. So I was kind of like learning to write copy and learning how to like run television cameras and run audio and stuff like that. And then I went to college, and you have to do radio before you do television. And I was going to go into television, and I just fell in love with radio. Like I love that theater of the mind. At the same time, you can you're dialed in with pop culture and music a little more than you are with television. Yeah, so I really just fell in love with it, and that's how the career kind of started.
Mm-hmm. That's the big difference between, in my opinion, television and music or radio is obviously radio is more organic. It's true. Like television, unless it's based on a true story, it's all lies. You know, that's just like somebody writing the story. And like, even though it can be engaging and entertaining, music, on the other hand, is coming from like the soul. Like that's how you really tell a story, in my personal opinion. But I'm biased because I am also a musician.
And also, I love audio. So television doesn't care about audio. They care about the picture. So if you've ever, you wouldn't really know this, but when I hate to bash on my television brothers and sisters, but when you get, say, an audio commercial from a television station, it's just in mono. It just sounds like it's coming out of a tin can. But that's because that's not the emphasis on what their medium is. So.
So what are some of your favorite memories working at 1021?
My favorite memories of working at 1021, there's just been a ton. I've been there almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in April. That's really scary.
It's called a decade, Ian.
And I'll say this, radio, I didn't mean to bounce around so much, but it kind of happens where you do a few years here or a couple of years here. It's just kind of the way, like, some of the formats maybe work. Like, I was in alternative in 1990. I started doing alternative radio in 1990, but in, let's say, like 96 was like the heyday of kind of alternative, like that first version 1 we call it.
Yeah,
you know?
Mark 1, yeah.
Yeah, and like there was a ton of alternative stations, and then throughout by the end of the 90s, they had kind of pared a lot of that back. So I had gone from a station in Lincoln, Nebraska to Omaha, and then they flipped that station, and then I went to Kansas City, and they flipped that station.
That means changing formats, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They changed formats from alternative to a number of different things.
Jazz. You're listening to the rain.
Exactly. So doing 10 years, it's definitely the longest I've ever been at a job, which is sad, but it's a fact.
10 years is 10 years, bro.
And but I've really loved my time in Milwaukee. My sister lived here before, and I was in Chicago, and I knew all about Milwaukee and stuff like that before I even moved here, and I loved Milwaukee. But I wasn't a citizen, so I didn't really get that MKE vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I went back out. I was in Salt Lake City doing a radio station out there when I got my chance to come here, because I wanted to get off that island. I was in Salt Lake. And I was kind of by myself out there. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, it'd just be great to come back for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I had my family back here, so I was, I wanted to get back here. But I remember telling somebody, hey, I'm going to go do radio in Milwaukee, and they went, isn't that just like Detroit? And I said, absolutely not, absolutely not. So coming to Milwaukee was awesome. And so some of my favorite stuff at 1021 has been obviously you get to meet like a ton of artists, but I'll have to say like the few that stick out were doing some like Summerfest in there, like getting like the time that I know the Imagine Dragons were just like the hottest thing, and basically Summerfest broke that day. It was scary, but it was invigorating. It was crazy. On like people were climbing the fences and busting through to kind of get into Summerfest that day, which is something that we've never seen it. That I wouldn't say that's like my favorite memory, because it's not, but it's
up there.
Left a mark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would have to say one of the coolest things that we've done is just doing like these like access promotions that I really love to do with bands. I like to come up with a couple of different or a few different ways to make it a memorable experience for the artist as well as for the listener. So when we can combine the two, those are my favorite ones. Like last summer for Summerfest, we were off the grounds. We were on the grounds, but we're off the grounds for the major part of the thing, and I called it FM 1021 Summer Camp. We did it we did it at what's the name of that place now? Oh, Hacienda Beer Company.
Okay. On
North Avenue. We did it there. And we had a bunch of bands come in and do like small performances, acoustic performances, and it was just a really great experience for the listener, because it was kind of an exclusive thing. The artists really loved it, and actually Paul from where we're recording actually did all of the audio for that. It was awesome.
Kniever Productions. What up?
Amazing job.
I'll see you next week. Sorry.
And then also it was a brand new place with all of this really amazing Door County craft beer. Mm-hmm. So it just had like a really great vibe to it, and it was throughout all of Summerfest. Mm-hmm. So we had the National come in. We had Catfish and the Bottlemen come in. We had Neon Trees. I mean, it was an endless. Lovely the band. It was just a massive amount of bands, a massive amount of fans, and it was great. So that's the most recent one.
Sounds gnarly.
And it was great. It was really fun.
Meeting celebrity. You mentioned meeting celebrities, meeting musicians at 1021. I did my own little deep dive, and I saw a picture of you and the one and only Lisa Ann. How was it meeting her? Because I am a huge fan of that lady.
How huge are you?
Well, I can get pretty huge, if you know what I'm saying.
It was crazy. So we used to have a deal set up with Silk Exotic, and once a week they would bring in talent, and usually those clubs once a month they will have a feature come in.
Yeah.
And I know Lisa Ann she's pretty amazing. Like we actually didn't talk about porn or stripping or anything like that. But if you don't know who Lisa Ann is, let's explain this.
You are messing up big time.
Lisa Ann is famous for the porn videos Nailin' Palin, because she looks more like Palin than Tina Fey.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
So anyway,
Her tits are so much bigger.
So she's so famous for that. But beyond just that, she also was pretty famous for scoping out some major college football talent, we should say, and she would post on her Instagram post coitus photos of her with star football players from Notre Dame and USC. But anyway,
even a porn star, yeah.
But even on top of that, then she also is she's an amazing fantasy football pundit and Dallas Cowboys fan. So she's a huge football fan, and she has she has her own show on Sirius XM every week where she talks about fantasy football. No, it's no joke.
What?
She knows what she's doing. So when she came in, because she was at Silk Exotic, but she came in and we did nothing but talk about football. She's amazing.
Just makes you even more hotter, Miss Ann, for sure. Good God, that's awesome. That's awesome.
You can borrow my video though if you get an autograph clap. I think I got an autograph copy.
Yeah.
So what's it like to be on the air as much as you are, and then to hang out in the Walker's Point and kind of mingle with the people?
I being on the air is just a part of your life now. Like when you what do they call that? You get the 10,000 hours, and it's kind of like you go from being brand new to actually being able to do this as a profession or anything. And basically they say 10,000 hours, is that what it is?
Sounds about right.
So I look at it as an extension of me.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's just an extension of what I do. I don't think of it as the show. I mean, I talk about it like it's the show, but it's I just go. It's just a part of life. I sit there and I kind of make notes throughout the day and make mental things, and I'll save things on social media. I'll just star it or save it, and then when I go in, and then I always kind of have a take or an opinion on it. So when I go to do the show, it's just I've been doing it for so long.
It's part of you.
I don't think of it as, oh, we're gonna gear up to do the show today. It's
I gotta
hulk up. No, it's not like that at all. I literally, I go on the air. I'm on the air from 2 to 7 on FM 1021, and I just will have those notes, and I kind of walk in and around maybe 10 till, and I just kind of turn on the mechanism and go okay, here's how I kind of want to do this today. I look over my log and I'm I want to talk there. I have certain things I want to talk about. I'm I'm going to do those in these specific spaces that I want to talk about. And then some of the other stuff kind of fills itself in as far as you'll see oh, Jack White, we're playing the White Stripes. Jack White's hosting Saturday Night Live. So that's just going to be an easy break type of thing. But you still want to mention that. Yeah. You still want to. So there's different levels of that, doing music, doing music kind of knowledge type of breaks. I try to bring everything back to Milwaukee at some set. If I can do that, I'll try to do those. I'll try to do that as much as I possibly can and make it as local as I possibly can. So it is. It's a good. It's exciting to be on the air, but I just look at it like it's almost
Just been doing it so long.
and also I do, like, I'm on 7 days a week, so I'm on 2 to 7 on Monday through Friday, and then I'm on Saturday night from 8 to midnight, and then I'm on for Neighborhood Watch 11 o'clock on Sunday nights. So I'm on literally 7 days a week. So there's there's just a lot of
recording.
a lot of recording, a lot of like on air stuff. So
I gotta ask, in the history of your broadcasting career, was there ever a shock jock era?
yes, there was.
I'm surprised you admitted that.
I think we all kind of. I mean, I started off doing nights, like most newbies. You kind of do overnights and nights, and I started doing nights, and then moved right to mornings, and that's just kind of the way that it goes sometimes, where they just try to fill the talent in with what they think they want, and so I had a chance to do some morning radio, and we did it in Omaha on a show and did some fun stuff, and it was kind of dipping your foot into that. That was in the middle of the 90s, and then I was able to go to Tulsa and do a morning show with some great people, and I was only there for a year, but it was definitely like some shock jock stuff. We had homeless man wine taste testing, where I had like an intern go down and like do like, hey, you're gonna which one of these paper bags tastes better, you know, like
Try not to get stabbed, okay?
and the thing about that really was good and bad was it was totally brash, and I look at it now and I'm kind of like, it's kind of embarrassing because it's because I'm not really like that as a person.
No,
like, I don't want to
yeah.
make fun of the homeless epidemic that's happening, you know?
can never get away with that sort of stuff nowadays.
So, but here's what I did. I turned it around. So I had that, because people called. I mean, definitely people called.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I said, we have a homeless problem here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm trying to create awareness. I'm just trying to do it in a funny, kind of weird
Context,
way.
yeah.
But I also said, if you care so much, and then the whole next, so that was a Thursday, and then on Friday I came back and did an entire radiothon collecting money for the homeless shelters in Tulsa.
Good. Yeah.
So I mean, there definitely is I just never had the ego to be a complete like shock jock, like maybe a Man Cow or a Stern or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I did like. Those are kind of like fun things. Like the bits are fun, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Whenever I think shock jock, I always think of just like, hey, how you doing? Welcome back. And
we never did a full circus like that. But I had a lot of guests, and I had a lot of porn stars. I had a lot of comedians.
That's cool. Cool.
I had a lot of like bits like that where we would do we did a whole thing called the Cuss Tour, where like we tried to call every single state, we tried to call all of the 50 states and just do a set up phone bit where we would just call random people and try to get them to cuss at us.
I'm sure that wasn't that hard.
It was okay.
It was all right.
Oh man, that's so good. So now with everything that you've done in the last 10 years at 1021, what's been the most challenging thing?
The most challenging thing has to be trying to keep all of the balls in the air at the same time. I felt like we've had some very good success, some very solid success in the past 10 years at the station. We're, highly regarded as one of the top alternative stations in the country. We try to keep it hyper local. At the same time, music is cyclical, and sometimes the alternative format or rock format even, or the country format, those things they have hot spots, and they have cool spots. And so, sometimes, it's always nice when you have some stuff that goes across the board. Like you can have like a Royal Blood album, a Imagine Dragons album, a new Weezer album. So you've got these different, spokes in the wheel of what we try to do and pull off as a format. Mm-hmm. And you can have a bunch of different really great hot artists with new music out, or like 21 Pilots just came out with a thing. So it's always great when you have all this new music from established bands, but then maybe some really amazing new music but sometimes it's just dried up. So you really got to like work hard at trying to
Keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh. Also trying to make old promotions maybe sound new or put a different spin on them or come up with new things. Like with the summer camp thing, that was a really hard thing to put together because we were so locked in with Summerfest for so long, and we still are. But we just wanted to try something different. So it was kind of hard to peel that away from the Summerfest stuff. So there's all of these kind of things that are always kind of keeping the balls in the air at the same time that that provides ratings and revenue.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that's hard for us compared to like say maybe a non-com like 88.9. There's just two different philosophies in the radio stations. And obviously if you listen to both of them, you know that. But we have to sell advertising to make money. And they have to generate revenue from donors and listeners. So it's a different philosophy, which is why you hear the differences. Like, it's not a head-to-head situation. And I love those guys over there. They just have to do their own thing, just like we have to do our own thing.
Yeah, it's different.
So yes, there's challenges like in every little corner of this business. But the hardest part is always just trying to keep everything forward momentum so that there's nothing lagging.
Coachella 2016. What was your favorite day? Friday with LCD Sound System headlining, or Saturday with Guns N' Roses headlining?
Oh, I guess I watched the live stream.
You weren't there?
No, I didn't get to go.
Oh, damn, dude.
I go to Lollapalooza every year though.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Nice segue into the next question. Ian, do your best to describe what a Lollanap is.
Oh, well, a Lollanap.
I knew that was a good one.
A Lollanap is a hoops bro. Do you know what a hoops bro is?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So the big thing at Lollapalooza is there's thousands and thousands and thousands of bros with different hoops shirts on. So, and you see it, it's crazy. I mean, like, we have a whole page dedicated to it at FM102milwaukee.com.
We'll provide you some photos, guys. Don't you worry.
It's pretty amazing. So, like, these hoops bros that are out at the rave they're at the rave tent. They might be doing some things here and there, and maybe not drinking all of the water that they should in the middle of a 102-degree day out in the middle of a field in Grant Park while they're going berserk, raving.
Trying to live their life. Trying to live their best life, man.
And they've said, like, if you're gonna do certain things, like, you should probably drink water when you do it. Some of these bros forget to drink water, so then
tucker themselves up.
A Lollanap is like when they just have to take a little break, and like usually that means falling asleep, like literally on a sidewalk.
Yeah, I figured that you'd enjoy that one. And like I said, we'll definitely provide you guys some photos of some of these bras while they're taking their little Lollanap.
So if you were to be able to pick any 3 movies that shaped you to who you are today, like, for example, for me, it'd be like Austin Powers, like all those movies, all The Matrix, and probably Spaceballs. Like, the combination of all those movies kind of made me who I am today. What would you say for yourself?
What's yours? So you got Spaceballs, Matrix series,
and then the Austin Powers
movies. Okay, what do you got?
Trading Places.
Oh yeah.
89 Batman.
Oh, that was a good one.
And,
that's the Prince soundtrack.
Hell yeah. And Homeward Bound.
Okay.
Or like American Tail, Fievel Goes West.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of like all the kids movies that like just like kept me preoccupied while like I was trying to grow up.
Right.
I guess. But yeah, your turn.
I'd say Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes.
Spicoli.
Right.
I'd have to say Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I just love all of the John Hughes movies.
Yeah, they're so good.
It's wild 2 years ago. It was like maybe a year and a half ago. It was wintertime. I just remember that. And the Marcus Theater people were putting together like a cheap Tuesday or something like that. And they were just showing old movies, right?
Yeah.
And so they were doing like a John Hughes series where they did like 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink and Weird Science and stuff. And I went to the one and watched 16 Candles, and I loved that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I forgot it. Like when you see it on the big screen, and I was like, oh my god, like some of this is so not politically correct. Like it's so racist in certain parts.
You're about to rape that chick. Like seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You can't do that.
Jake Ryan is the worst guy of all time. He literally
Never get away with that nowadays.
He
Never,
literally
ever.
gave a kid the keys to the car and said, "Do whatever you want with my girl." Like that's
That's what I'm saying.
bad,
That's
so
what
bad.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude.
And I have to say that I love maybe Goodfellas, but I would have to go with the original Godfather. Godfather 1 and 2 are just so epic and what I really loved. But I have to say, like when it comes to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, when I was literally maybe 10, maybe, I don't know. I was young, but anyway, my parents got divorced, and my dad, he's just just kind of an idiot. So he didn't really want to have a whole lot to do with a 10 or 11 or 12-year-old kid. I had to go there once, and it was court ordered that I had to go.
Weekend dad.
It was one of those things where I'm sure, like, if anybody has divorced parents, maybe they can relate to this.
Yep.
But literally, he'd pin a $20 bill to me and go, "You can go see whatever you want." And I go, "Well, I want to go see this movie because we were in a small town in Iowa, and I was like, I want to go see this," because he'd moved back there. I was like, "I want to go see this movie." And he'd go, "Okay, fine." And he would just pay, and I would just go in and see whatever I wanted. So I got to see, like, Porky's and Fast Times. And I just went to whatever was there every once a month when I was there. So I got to see all of these movies at the theater when they were happening in real time, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
Because I look at them, and I'm like, oh, these are such these are such landmark cult movies that you would definitely want to see today if they were in the theater coming out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But so that's kind of how I got to see all of these movies as a kid, and they just stuck with me, you know. And maybe that maybe you're saying like shaped me, like doing radio and entertainment, pop culture type stuff. It's like yes, I mean come on, Spicoli. I mean the all-time like great like teen character.
Penn, dude. Sean Penn.
Also Phoebe Cates.
Well,
Cool scene.
I do have to ask, obviously, with what we're trying to do as aspiring broadcasters and/or podcasters, Ian, what's the best advice you can give us, man?
I think you guys are doing a really great job. This is awesome, and thank you again for inviting me on. I would say you guys are doing good. Like keep trying to, or maybe just be serious about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think either one of you guys goes in half-assing anything, but this could be a half-ass project if you wanted it to be. But yeah, so you guys are full ass in, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So definitely that's something, is take it serious and be serious about it. And then, like I said before we started recording, was know your limits early. Like, so you guys have been doing this for a couple of years now, or
1 year? 1 year next week.
So you got 1 year in, and you're doing like anywhere between 35 and 45 minutes. And then as time goes on, you will be able to stretch out and go longer, do longer interviews, do different things. But always keep trying to read up on the industry. I mean, obviously podcasting is a huge industry now.
Yeah.
See what's working for other people. Network is always very good to network. So those are the things. So yeah, networking, take it serious and have a lot of fun, actually. Just have a lot of fun and be real.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Ian, again, we really appreciate you taking time out of your
problem.
busy schedule to come hang out with us. Guys, we do have to wrap it up. You can follow us at facebook.com/dippingmilkandcookies, Instagram @dippingmilkandcookies. Guys, I am at the Cookie Commander. Mike, you are at the Master Milker. Ian, share all the socials, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate having on.
No. With the social media and whatnot. Do you have anything to share?
Oh, social media. I mean, you can find me on Instagram. It's @IMCCAIN, so it's just I McCain. That's the same thing as on Twitter. And if you want to check out the FM 1021 stuff, that's just at FM 1021 on all of that stuff. So you can find it pretty easy.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, appreciate it. You guys, next time, next week, same time, be here. High five. Yeah. Bye.